Welcome back to the Save It for Parts channel. We're out here at Sandland once again, and we've got our geodesic dome that we just brought down from Canada. We have to get this dome, or all these panels, up to the upper field behind me so we can start reassembling it. But first, we have to fix the ATV trailer because that started to fall apart. So we're going to get that fixed up. We're going to get some dome panels loaded on it. We're going to haul them up top, and after, I don't know, 5 or 6 videos, we might have a dome up there. All right, well that's a terrible repair job. Even for me, this is garbage. I don't think that's going to hold together very long. It's got duct tape, zip ties, wood, screws, pretty much everything except welding, which we were supposed to do. And it's the cheapest duct tape I possibly could find. So I used about the whole roll, and it might hold together for a minute. Bridge never works right. So our ATV trail here is just a little too narrow for some of these panels, so I'm trying to take some of these trees down. The flagged ones are dead, so we can chop those down, make our trail a little bit wider. All right, we've worked all day. We've got about half of the panels up here at the upper field. So we've got a whole nother day's worth of work to get the rest of them up here. That might have to be either tomorrow or another day. We'll see. It's supposed to rain tonight. The ATV cannot get up the hill when it's rained because it all gets really muddy. So if it rains, we're not going to get any more done this weekend. We're going to have to come back next weekend and finish the job here. And then we get to actually assemble it. So again, just a very quick overview of the upper field. Our dome pieces are leaning up against the water control structure and screen porch. And we've got our wind turbine up there. We've got our little orchard over here. We've got our extensive trampoline collection. A couple flat spots, maybe the future home for the dome. Burger King Playland Tower in progress. Some more picnic tables and whatnot. More Burger King Playland. And then back around to our dome pile. Now, it wouldn't be a Sandland video without mentioning the tunnels, which are the main purpose of Sandland. So we're down here at our third tunnel at it, and we're going underground. And since it's October, we're bringing some skulls into the tunnel to decorate a little bit. I brought one of the more damaged sections of the radome back home to take a closer look at it and see just what we're dealing with here. Now, if I didn't explain it yet in this video, what we have here is a geodesic radar dome, or radome, and this would be kind of a big golf ball that would go around an antenna like a radar dish or satellite dish and protect it from the elements, keep it safe from spying eyes, make it easier to work on. The one we got came from a radio observatory up in Canada, formerly a NATO satellite station. This particular dome that I got was not actually used by NATO, was not used by the radio observatory. It was just a spare one they had lying around because the business that operates out of the building now maintains domes like these for airports, weather stations, etc. And they cycle through these on kind of a regular repair and replacement schedule. Long story short, we have a bunch of these pieces that go up to make at least one 18-foot diameter radome. Now, the most basic element of this radome is a triangle. It's an aluminum frame, and normally there'd be this fiberglass mesh or
cloth over the top. It's obviously been cut away in this one, so we can get kind of a closer look of how that's put together. And we've ended up with a bunch of these hexagons because that's just how it was disassembled by the folks that took it apart prior to us getting it. So the hexagon shape isn't really critical, it's just what size a lot of the pieces happen to be in. I'll throw some overlays up from the technical manual. It gets into a little more detail with those triangular pieces, some of the specifications on the material, and then it gives us a few diagrams of how this is supposed to go back together. These triangles are bolted together at the edges, and they have these cluster caps that connect the vertices together. So we've got a whole bunch of these things, as well as our triangle sections and our panels. One interesting thing about these is they're not a uniform size. There are about a dozen different shapes of triangles, and that is to create kind of a semi-random geometric structure. If the structure of the radome is too uniform, if it's too regular of a mesh, it might actually block radio signals. If it's a random mesh or setup, then some of the radio signals sneak through, you get less RF interference from the structure of the dome, or at least that's the theory. So that means that all of our triangles are not the same size, all of our hexagons are not the same size or shape, so it's a bit of a jigsaw puzzle putting it back together. And again, I'm hoping that's where the technical manual helps out, because this has a lot of details about how to assemble this. Now, I said that we have at least one 18-foot radome, and we think we have a little bit more. There are supposed to be about 200 of these triangles. I forget what our total count was, but it's a little bit more than that. So we might have up to 1.5 domes, 1.25 domes. We don't really know. We have to do a better inventory, and we have not had time to do that yet. It means that when we have damaged ones like this, where somebody has cut away the fiberglass panels, we don't necessarily need this. We could use this for something else. This can be for spare parts. One thing I'm thinking of doing is cutting out the rest of this fiberglass from the aluminum frame and putting some plexiglass windows in here. So this could be a skylight or a window. We've got some options when it comes to using these damaged ones. This fiberglass stuff is just kind of pressed into the aluminum extrusion here, so not super easy to replace, although if we've got a rip or a hole in the fiberglass, we could just patch it with regular old fiberglass cloth and resin. Now, speaking of radomes, we do still have this fiberglass Bendix radome or nose cone thing. Still don't really know what this is or what to do with it. It's taking up space in the garage right now. Maybe we'll stick it on the top of our big dome, or we'll use it for something else, but yeah, still looking for ideas on what to do with this thing. So we definitely have a big job ahead of us, getting all of our radome panels set up, reassembled, organized, and put back into a full dome. I'm still not quite sure if that's going to happen this year because it is October. We'll probably start getting snow on the ground in a few weeks. We might not have time to do a real foundation. The folks up in Canada had assembled one of these as a storage shed, and they just drove rebar into the ground to hold it in place. And that seems to work just fine. We might end up doing that for ours. We might end up pouring a foundation. Haven't quite decided yet, but either way, it's going to be quite a bit of work to get that laid out, get the ground leveled, and get it built together again. So it would be kind of nice to have a home for my increasingly ridiculous collection of small satellite dish hardware. I've got this folding one, which is closer to the size we want to use. This is only about a 6 or 7 foot though, and we actually got, I think, a 10 or 12 foot reflector from those folks up in Canada. So I'm hoping to set up the really big dish inside of our geodesic dome, use that as our radio telescope. In the meantime, we've got some experiments with the little guys here, and I just can't help myself. I keep picking up these stupid tailgater RV dishes for like $30 to $50. So yeah, we've got some plans for these as well. Somewhere in this pile down here, I even have a legit radar dome. I have a boat radar, old Furuno unit. I don't know what we're going to do with that yet. Some wires are cut on that. We don't know if it works. I don't know if it's legal to run a boat radar on land, so we're going to have to look into that a little bit. And then we definitely don't want to microwave ourselves with it. So that may or may not show up in a future video. I don't know yet. I can't think of much else to say in this particular clip, so let's cut back to Sandland and get the rest of our panels up the hill.
I don't know, what is it supposed to go to?
The elusive satellite Peacock. That is not YouTube appropriate.
Let me just keep it from all falling over.
I tend to agree with this satellite dish here. I'm pretty happy we've got everything moved. All right, it's the end of day 2 of moving the dome parts up to the hill at Sandland. So we have these roughly organized. We have most of the first dome. We have the base plates, the bottom pieces of the dome. And then over there we have all kind of the extra pieces from, I think, the second dome. So we don't quite know how many extra pieces we have. I guess we'll find that out when we start assembling it. We've got quite a few of these little triangles as well, so I'm sure these will have to fill in between the bigger hexagons and the other oddball pieces that we have. Yeah, it's going to be a giant jigsaw puzzle to get this assembled. May or may not be this year. It might end up being early 2024 before we actually start putting this back together, but stay tuned for that and see what happens.
That's where we are currently with the radome project. We have all of our panels up the hill near their final resting place. Except for this one, which I still have at home. I'm still kind of poking around at it, thinking about making it into a window or skylight, but I'm pretty sure this is an extra one that we don't necessarily need, so we've got some time to screw around with it. Stay tuned. Like I said, it's probably going to be next spring before we actually get reassembly going, but I did just want to show this video, show our progress with the thing, that we're actually getting it into place, getting it moved to where we want to be. We've got the site mostly figured out for where it's going to live. We've started clearing that out. We've started leveling it, cutting down some brush around there. So we're pretty sure we know where our dome is going to live. And then inside the dome, we're going to put some things like a satellite dish, radio telescope. We're going to do some radio astronomy, maybe some satellite downlink things. Lots of ideas there. So stay tuned for those. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss it. Check out all the links down below for the process of getting this thing from Canada, driving it down here, the tour of the radio observatory where we got it, a tour of the bunker next to the radio observatory, all kinds of fun stuff like that from our Canada adventure. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.